Hey y'all, John Gann here. So tonight, we're getting ready to do a video, show you how we work these reels and stuff, and some reason, we had a mess in this one and our distance got off, so we're going to go ahead and show you how we reeled up from the very beginning, and then we'll show you how we put them out, and the little tips and tricks we use along the way. Tonight I'm trying something different though. I put me a post up, I'm going to run all the strings through it to make sure they stay together, and hopefully that'll help us keep it tighter and keep them from spraying out. So what we just started off, I just tied a knot around in here. There's a little hook that it catches on. And, are you coming in, Bubba? Mm-hmm. Just tie it around, hook it in there, and start reeling. And first time I keep tension on it to make sure my wires all stay together. And then we'll just take it and just simply reel it up like this. And what I've found also, if you had 3 strands at one time, you can do. You don't really need to measure no more, because usually when it gets about to the very edge, almost the 1,200 feet that you can put on there. So it actually works. So from now on, we're not going to do more measuring. We're just going to put 3 reels together, or 3 rolls, I mean, and just take it off like that. Hey, Bubba, what you doing? Which way we're set up here, we got our long runs run. It's almost like a rectangle here, down where the sheep are. So we got 4 divider fences to run up over the hill, and we just subdivide off of them every time. And well, I got busy talking, and see, that's how you can get it loose. But usually we only use half a roll or so each time, probably 200 foot. We got a few places where we'll be hitting 3, 4. We may go a little bit over the 400 foot and have to get another roll, another reel out and go on to it. That's only a couple spots. This really speeds things up, because used to we had to run 3 strands with 1 wire. So we'd go down, come back, zigzag back and forth, and it took forever to get that done. This way we do 1 pass, just like setting out 1 wire, and we've got all 3 strands out ready to put post in. What are you doing, Clydio? Which these full runs can take a little bit to reel in, but it's still not too bad. I'm thinking about, we may go back to just using the regular orange reels and just hook them up to the drill. But like I said, most times we've only got about 200 foot run out, so it doesn't take that long to get it reeled in. This has got the full, I think, 460 some feet on it, but it's a full roll, that 1,200 whatever feet, because it's divided by 3. But the main thing is, when you're reeling it in, tie it off on this end, and don't tie your wire on the far end until you get it reeled in. Used to, we tied it all at the back end too, and if there was a difference in your wire when we got reeled in, we had an extra strand or something, and what it done, it made where you couldn't get it tight when you put the fence up. So by leaving it loose on that end until you reel it up and then get your ends even, it keeps your wires all the same tension, pretty close to the same tension. You still got to do a little bit of finagling with it, but it ain't too bad. And this is why we do different. See how much of a difference there was coming out on this roll here? Which doesn't quite make sense, because I thought when we had this before, it was all even. So I don't know how that come out like that. It should have been a lot closer, but see how much off it is? And if they were all together, when you get to the end of it, you've got one tight wire, and then you've got loose wires. And that's a big difference to try to get everything put together with. Well, we'll see y'all in a little while. Once we get to the end, we got it evened up. This right here is one of the biggest keys to making this work that I've found. You need to have a big enough snap that it will snap into your handle and be free. We had a couple of these, nowhere near big enough. It won't hold in there right. And the biggest factor is having this swivel. which this will be hot when it's on, but you're still connected to your plastic handle, so it ain't gonna matter. I just take it and tie it around here a couple go rounds. But the main thing, what this does, as you're reeling your wire out, it allows it to twist to get the knots and stuff out as you go. That is the biggest thing I've found between that and leaving this end free when you're reeling it up to start with and getting your wires even, and then this allowing it to twist as you're taking your wire out, which I'll show you that in a little bit. That's pretty much the two main things that make this work right. Until we figured that out, it was a huge pain, and we had all kinds of a mess getting everything tight. It looked like a rat's nest trying to get everything to the right tension. We had wires running here, running there, getting everything tensioned up right. Well, we'll get ready to go run this out, and we'll show you how that goes. And we'll see you here in a bit. Bye-bye. So we just hooked our fence up to our woven wire. We're going to reel this out.
Hello.
We'll go up here, we'll get this reeled out, and then we'll come back and show you how we go about getting it straightened out right. We'll hop in the buggy once we get out of the woods here, and we'll unroll this. Won't take but a second. You need to put it in reverse, Bubba.
There you go.
And we'll just go right through here. I just hold the reel in this hand, and I just back up. We'll just let the wire out. Here, buddy, you want to do this?
Yeah.
You're covering the camera. And I just hold this reel right like this. And we just back up where we're going to. And away we go.
Did you see that one fine?
We're going to have to cut it back up to here so we can get some on.
Yep, yeah. We're done. Want me to cut it?
Shut it off, yeah. So we got our wire and our reel out. Right now we just got this post stuck in, holding it in place, keep tension on it. Because we're going to move this up to the other side of that gate, because this fence here is not hot. Because it's going to have to be all wired up. Once you get right down to there, it's on the ground. But what we do, go on, take them to the end, buddy. Then we'll come work our way back, okay? What I do, I come down here, you pick, and also kind of pick my tension on what's what. And I'll put a wire in this, put it in my top one, then I'll put a wire in my second one down, and then put a wire in my bottom, just like that. And then I will just take the post, and I just walk down the fence, and what it does, which this is worse than normal, I don't know why this is working so bad tonight. Usually it works a lot slicker than this. I don't have any other problems. My reels usually stay nice and even. We're gonna go up here and restart. Go. We're gonna run this down. I'm gonna put my wire in my post. I just kind of pick on the different tensions, which I don't know why tonight it's not working as good as normal. I usually don't hardly have any trouble out of it. Usually my reel stays good and even. And I just work this down. Which some reason this is wadding up like crazy tonight. It's not wanting to spin out. Well, it's going. Sometimes you got to kind of help break it. Usually I don't have near this trouble. So we got our reel ready. We got our wires. I just went through and kind of picked the tensions. Some reason this reel it's wanting to tangle tonight more. Usually I don't hardly have any tangling problem. I don't know why it's tangling. I've had to kind of come through and reset it a couple times. The other reel, I usually have a bit of trouble out of the one. We've just been bouncing between two right now. We got to get the rest of them made. But we just take it and we slide this down. And I'll just run my post down the wire, and it'll kind of just all play out, and hopefully it doesn't get too tangled. Sometimes you can just move them around a little bit and get them untangled if it does. I guess it's not working very good tonight, since we're actually going to try to show how good it's been working. Figure that. So we'll just run it down through here, just like this. Every once in a while the wires kind of start wrapping. Hopefully they don't get wrapped too much. We can take it down there and get it all spun out. Before we put the swivel on though, it would just wrap and wrap and wrap, and you get almost to the end, you'd have to untie it all and untangle it. You can see there's a little bit of twist in it, but it's not bad. We're going to get down here and our thing pivoted on us a little bit like we needed to. We've got a little bit of twist right there, but I ain't really concerned about that because it's at the very end. So that'll work. And now we're just going to run our post back up through there, and then we'll see at the end of it. Tell me.
I started it.
Okay, so what we're doing here now, we just kind of pull our wire tight, and depending on how it works out, we will take this, and since the way this one reels from the bottom, we will run this piece of PVC pipe through. We'll grab a hold of our wire. We're trying to find where it's at. Our 3 strands here. And we'll pull those back. We'll tighten that up until we get to a spot where we have some holes. And then what I'll do, I kind of hold my finger and I get the gap in there, and I run my pipe through these holes here, and that stops it on the reel there, which works really well. So now it's got a lot of tension on it. I'm going to finish putting our post in. We made this little corner down here because I need to turn, because getting to the hot tower. We'll have one more little thing I've learned with these that'll help when we get up there.
Here, Dad, I can hold some.
But we just made, I got it, buddy. We just made this a little quick, easy kind of a corner right here. I love how easy it is to make those out with these posts. We'll just put these wires in there. We're still going to have a little bit of slack in our fence. Sometimes when you get the fence really tight and it works really well, that's why I try to take it over a certain way where it comes over the top. It seems to work easier somehow. I got this one over the bottom, which it ain't no deal. It works, just kind of harder to see. But I found one other little thing that really helps to get it tightened up when you still have a little bit of slack in them. I don't know, I'm still kind of on the fence about them, or how much I like them, but I'll show you here. You need to go back down. Well, it's actually, our old fence ain't too awful bad now. We might still, these right here are like polywire tighteners. They work really well. I've used them on some of the fences. This ain't bad. We could probably get by without them, but our one wire has a little bit of sag in it. So what you do, you just stick these on, give it a couple twists.
Let me twist it.
And your fence is tight. I like it. It works pretty good for these when it's looser. Okay, I'm gonna put one on. Yep. Other way, buddy. Other way. Yeah. Twist. Keep going. Yep, that'll work. That's good. That's good. See, buddy? Let it go back. It'll tighten up. I don't know. I kind of wonder when I go to, I don't know about twisting this poly wire so tight. I don't know if it's kinking the metal or not in the wire. That's my only concern about it. But that's not bad. That's what I found when you do have the certain reels that don't line up perfect. You can use these to take up some of the space.
Maybe if it's kinky.
But that's what we're doing. Alright. Which tonight's just been one problem after the next, so this doesn't surprise me. I'm having some trouble with this reel tonight. We went to work on the fence out at the big farm, getting it set up for the cows. And the battery on the full lure was dead. I couldn't get the wrench in to get it shifted down to neutral. We spent like an hour and a half just getting where we get the full lure started and going. So, I'm not surprised that this was kind of been a pain in the butt getting these done tonight. Getting this reel done has not been working out.
Do we use this?
No, buddy.
What if that's kinked?
So that's our 3-wire reel. It's not perfect, but it works. And it saves a lot of time. Before, when we used to have to do 3 wires, 1 reel, I'd have to make a trip back and forth all the time, running from insulator to insulator, zigzagging. And it takes a lot of time to get a fence like that put up, and then reeling it up and everything else. So this, it's got a few flaws with it, but it's still way better than our old alternative. And it's just as fast as putting out 1 wire unrolling. So we're going to stick with it. It works. And we'll see y'all later. This is our other 3-strand reel. This one here is almost perfect. Everything lines up right on it. I can tighten it up and it'll tighten up itself up enough just by playing with the wires. It's not twisting up and everything. I wish I'd had a video of this one going. It works a lot better. But we've got 3 of these reels made and we got it on 1 geared reel. But one of the reels, the handle got broke somehow and haven't got it fixed yet. But we're going to take a few posts out, open it up for the sheep. And then we're going to get ready to head to the house.
Dad, look at that one. She's got a big knot on her head.
Yep. Then here, we've been having babies popping out left and right.
And we had one